Hi, I'm Sailor Pluto Tessa here, and today I'm going to talk about, oh, and I'm sure I've talked about this before, and it's probably old news by now. So, Pluto not being a land anymore, or not being a world anymore, and it's always up to a fight if it is or isn't. Now, and it depends who you talk to. If you talk to some knowers out there, they will claim that Pluto is too small to be a world. And it does, and even though Pluto has its own moon, I got my own moon, and even though it has its own orbit, they're going to claim all kinds of things. Now, do they have actual proof that it's not a world? No, they don't. That's just their belief, their thought, their take, their beholding. But it's not like they actually talked to God himself, and God said, "Yeah, that's right. Pluto's not a world." Well, it didn't talk to God. So, and they have this belief, this beholding, this thought that Pluto was a world that started out and then just got stopped halfway through. Well, did it ever occur to them that's how God made Pluto? That God wanted to make Pluto a small world? It never occurred to them. Now, I know this shit was talked about back around 2013 AD when it was big, when it was a big thing. It was like, I guess there were some folk out there who didn't like it that God had made 9 planets in our starway. So for them to try to seek to take away, they actually did seek, but they didn't. They just wanted, so someone got the thought or belief or the take or the beholding that Pluto couldn't be a world since it was too small. It didn't matter that there were other worlds that were smaller than Pluto. Um, It didn't matter if it didn't care if there were other planets that were smaller and bigger than Pluto and other starways, including our own. They just thought that, okay, it can't be a world since it's too small. Now, I have never heard anything that dumb in my whole life. Even when I first heard it back around 2013, wow, I thought it was dumb, and I still think it's dumb. Now, some folk out there are going to say, well, you can't say a learner is wrong. Yeah, I can seek wrong with a learner. I can say a knower is wrong. Okay? It doesn't mean you can seek wrong. A knower isn't all knowing. All right? Yes, maybe these folks went to big learning and maybe they became, I don't know, they got all kinds of streamers and stuff and it says they're truly smart. And I'm not saying they're not smart or wouldn't have been doing the work they're doing. But it doesn't mean that they have the final say on everything, the last say. It doesn't mean they're all knowing. And it doesn't mean their word is law. Okay? So as far as I'm allowed, Pluto's still a world. It has its own moon, it has its own goes around other worlds. Yeah, it takes longer, I guess, since it's far out. But, Pluto is still a world. Now, these are the same knowers. They're going to say that Pluto's too small to be a world. But they're going to go out of their way to say that there is another world out there called Nibiru or whatever they want to call it. And they're going to say that's the 9th one. Okay? So we already had what? We had 8 already, maybe 9, and then you just wanted to knock Pluto, take 9 away from Pluto and to give it to another one. I don't know. But these are the same knowers that go up. These knowers don't really know anything about Pluto except what they see and what they get. So they came up with this beholding. this beholding that Pluto's too small to be a planet, too small to be a world. Now, the only one who can actually say if Pluto's a world or not is God. Since God made Pluto, God's the one that can tell you. And that's the one that I will believe in. If God says Pluto's a world, since he made the world, that's the one I'm going to put all my stock. That's the one I'm going to listen to. Not fellow living beings who are really smart, who think that not living beings who are really smart. There are a lot of folk out there who are really smart, but it doesn't make them all know it. So sadly, these knowers basically failed. Well, they didn't. Whatever they wanted to do, it didn't work. Pluto's still a world, and I don't care what they say. I don't care what others say, because everyone has their own beholding, their own belief, their own thought, their own take. In mine, Pluto is still a world. All right, and until they cannot, and they're never going to come up. They're never going to say that's not the case. Why did some seek to make Pluto not a world? I don't know. Maybe there were just some folk out there that didn't think we needed 9 planets and wanted to knock one off. I don't know. 9 worlds out there in our starway and wanted to knock one off. I don't know. I'm Sail Pluto Tessa, and I'll see you later.